SHOT Show 2015 with Turtleskin. Talking with Clark again. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
It's been a little while.
A couple years.
Yeah, you've got a few extra gray ones in the.
Gray hair.
Yeah, a couple
Absolutely.
extra. That's okay. It's what happens. It's one of those things. Listen, traditionally when I've talked to you folks, we're looking at body armor corrections, body armor. Well, body armor. There's a broad spectrum of that.
Right.
But traditionally we're looking at tactical type stuff. You know, corrections armor, law enforcement, military grade stuff for projectiles. Couldn't help obviously notice that you've got some other things kind of going on here. And so this year you're highlighting a whole different niche of armor.
Right. We're focusing on some of the products that we do best. So we utilize our weaving technology at our textile mill back in New Hampshire, Warwick Mills. And what we brought with us this year, we bring our gloves, which are always popular, and are using the tightest airman weave available to provide ideal puncture protection on the palm up over the fingertips.
On the palm and fingertips?
Yes,
okay.
Up over. So it's going to give you 0.7 pounds of pressure. This is our newest glove that's going to be available in the spring. It's called Delta. It's going to be all leather. And like I said, you're going to get protection from 0.7 pounds of pressure from a 28 gauge needle on the palm up over the fingertips. Available in different styles, but we feel that this is going to be really one of the new greatest products we have available.
Clark, what size is that glove?
This is going to be a large.
That's going to be a large?
So,
why don't you just push that on my hand real quick, and I'd just like to just get a kind of a sensation. Now, it's a little loose on my hand because I don't necessarily have large hands, but you can feel, you know, there's a certain level of stiffness, like you said, at the pads,
right.
If I'm using the right term, at the pads of each finger, and then of course you've got, it looks like it's a little less padded at the pivot point, but you can tell that there's definitely an enhanced protection there.
And what you have there is it's a woven insert, and this is going to be a brand new pair of gloves. So when the insert is put in, it's almost like the shape of a hand with an extended finger, and it flips back over the tip of the finger. So on a brand new pair of gloves, you're going to feel a little bit of stiffness on the tips.
There's going to be a break-in, period.
It's going to soften up.
Right.
We didn't want to taper the tips of the fingers because that's going to compromise the protection level. The idea is to give enough protection and offer enough dexterity that
when a guy's doing, if a guy's doing a pat-down search, right, or a quick sweep, you know, he'll be able to tell something is there,
right,
but still be protected in the event that something really nasty and bad is there.
Exactly. Most of the puncture gloves you see out on the market are going to be much more bulky, and you're not going to be able to have the same level of dexterity.
Well, you can't have protection without some level of well, you're calling it bulky, but yeah, you can't. There's no. Right. There's a trade-off, in other words.
We're trying to hit a middle ground.
Right. Now, on the back of this, it looks like, is this ventilation where the holes are?
Yeah, not really ventilation. That's more aesthetic. There is cut protection on the back of the hand as well.
There's cut protection on the back as well.
And there's cut on the puncture area and also on the back of the hand. But we know the leather gloves can be extremely popular.
Yeah, I just got a little nod out. Just got a nod out from a brother over there. How you doing, brother? Thank you, man.
Kilt brotherhood.
Yeah, well, you know, who knows? It's a strange world, Clark.
Yeah, exactly.
Very strange world. Now, am I feeling this right, or is there a slight curvature of the glove to? Shouldn't be. So this glove, go ahead and pull that off if you would, please. So the glove just, you know, laying on the deck or laying on your table. Okay, it's laying pretty flat. But now, is this slight curvature? Is that from my having it on, or
probably?
Okay.
So you can see on the inside, your standard Kevlar back is going to be a loose weave right here. The Turtleskin woven aramid is much tighter. And
on the inside of the palm area.
Exactly. And that's going to give the puncture protection. And we actually have the tightest woven aramid available.
Really?
So
okay.
We've expertise in that back at our textile mill.
Well, I think you'd refer to yourself, you know, your weavers.
Correct.
Dream weavers, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe a little. Come on, sing for me, brother.
Not that talented.
Hey, do you think I am? Okay, so now, you also mentioned that you're really directing some effort into the snake protection.
Correct. So
now, when you said snake protection, initially I thought you were talking about some type of a new catchy phrase. You know, like you got turtles, you got a snapping turtle there as your logo, and I'm thinking, okay, well, you do have a snake logo.
We do.
Let me. So I wasn't absolutely incorrect in thinking that maybe there was some reference to actual snakes.
No, well, so the idea is the same. As
I'm sorry, I got
gloves.
you jammed up.
That's all right.
So what we're looking at is we're looking for snakes that would want to bite you,
Correct.
you know, to give you a little injection action.
And it's the same idea that we use with the puncture-resistant gloves.
Right.
So woven fabrics that provide protection. This is going to give you protection from snake bite. They come in currently available 3 different versions. We have a Gator.
Now, and I was just going to say, this is a Gator. So this would go around your lower leg.
And they're reversible.
And they're reversible with the camouflage. You know, I didn't even notice that. I was making eye contact with you a little too much. But it's those Dreamweaver eyes. Yeah. So basically, this would go, top of your boot, or preferably boot, because you want to have a snake protective boot as well, or at least something heavy enough to help prevent a snake puncture. And so reversible with the camo pattern. Now, is this your own proprietary pattern?
Okay. We just developed it ourselves.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say it doesn't look like anything I've seen, but there's so many out there.
There are a lot out there.
Okay, very good. And hey, since you guys are dream weavers, you might as well go ahead and weave a pattern into it.
So they come tan.
Brother, you're trying to be too serious on a Thursday.
My job.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's the 3rd day of SHOT Show, so
I know, I can see that. I can see that.
Losing it.
Yeah, exactly.
So the khaki the khaki brown camo, also sage green.
And is the sage green reversible as well?
No. So sage green just comes like that.
Okay.
This is another model. This is going to be the chaps.
And I was just going to say, these look like chaps.
So people riding horses, we found that people are using these for protection in brush as well as snakes. People are working power lines, things like that.
Right. Is there, with this material, like a brush guard usually is designed not for, well, I guess to a certain level puncture, but primarily for, abrasion. Thank you. I was going to say brushing, but that sounds even worse. So it's more of an abrasive protection. Do you, say with a traditional, a stick prevention glove, is there a level of abrasion protection in that, that material too? And you know what, I'm going to back up, because the protection is on the inside of the glove, so it's really kind of a moot point when it comes to
the shell's a shell.
Right,
so the protection's on the inside.
Right.
With this, any sort of brush protection really is just an adjunct. So we're focusing on the snake protection.
But people just happen to be using it for that application.
Well, they could use it for the application. They find that it's working for that as well.
Okay. About how long has this product been out there?
It's been out a number of years. I want to say 9-10 years.
So you've had, we've got 9 or 10 years of this product being in use.
Yep.
And what kind of feedback have you gotten from the end users?
Excellent.
Okay.
I mean, the reason being is a lot of the snake protection out there are going to be boots.
Yeah.
Or something that looks almost like some sort of baseball catcher's gear that's been modified. So it's a lot with this, both with the chaps and especially with the Gators, which are our 2 top sellers. You have fluid movement, flexibility.
Right.
Not restrictive. We do it in a pant also, where you could actually get the protection
from
full
the
pant
knee
down. Well, the protection's only from the knee down.
Oh, okay.
So,
and you can kind of see that this looks a little, it's considerably more stiff than the upper part.
And it's your basic khaki pant. There's nothing special with that.
Right. And then you've also got a canine protection, or a dog protection.
This is the newest product we're going to be introducing in the spring. So it's snake armor protection for dogs.
Man's best friend needs a little extra protection too. Looks like that one is also reversible with the camouflage pattern.
Yep. And we have some pretty strong distributors down in Australia who have talked to us additionally about horse armor, or snake armor for horses.
Right.
So we're going to be producing, hopefully in the next 6 months, same type of concept for horses. So,
well, and they've got some pretty nasty snakes
down at this point
in
down there.
In those latitudes.
So those markets, I mean, even now, the market for a snake armor down in Australia is huge. So.
Good. Well, listen, Clark, so that's pretty much, not really necessarily a new product, but a more of a focus from Turtleskin.
Yeah, I think for us, especially with SHOT Show, I mean, you got a lot of hunters, you got a lot of people out in the woods.
Absolutely.
So this year we're focusing really not necessarily on specific LE products, although we do have our FOCDA armor here.
Right. That's primarily going through DoD contracts.
Yeah, exactly. So this is more for the end users.
Right.
Gloves, snake armor.
Beautiful. Well, listen, brother, you have a safe trip home. I know you're East Coast bound, and loving it, and probably can't wait to get back to
We'll see you next year.
the Shire. Take care, man.
All right.